Howdy gamers, Patrick Hickey Jr. here, Editor-in-Chief of ReviewFix.com, bringing you the next edition of Flashback Friday. This week out, we are going to be playing Pit Fighter on the SNES. These digitized graphics, Pit Fighter was one of the first games to use them. Look at the backgrounds. Like, yeah, you've got like the same guys and stuff, but what this game was able to do visually in the arcade was pretty impressive. It didn't necessarily translate very well to the arcade. This is not a great game by any stretch of the imagination, but oh my god, it tried. It tried. I don't know what's going on here though, but like you could see like the light changes on the guy. Like this is like some pretty good digitized graphics for its time. The music. What can I say about the music? I could say it's game over. But guys, what this game was able to do in the arcade is the reason why it got a Super Nintendo port. But like, yeah, it obviously did not translate well into the port. The cool thing about the arcade version was the sprites were huge, like in comparison to other fighting games at the time. They're just not sexy sprites here. So it's like Primal Rage syndrome, but this game came out before Primal Rage. So this was like one of the first games where first fighting games ported where people were like, why is this not nearly as good as the arcade version? Because we were starting to get to a point in video games where like people saw how good Street Fighter was ported. People would see later how good Mortal Kombat was ported, and like that took so much like time and energy from the team. Like I'm super happy to have interviewed the developers of the ports of those games, because that was no joke. That was super hard, you know. And Tengen and Atari, THQ, they weren't there yet. We found out through this game, and you know, probably Primal Rage after that, that like it was not easy to port an arcade game, because this is the thing that a lot of people forget. Porting an arcade game means you have to get it to work within the console that you're developing on. Creating an arcade game is like creating a brand new console a lot of the time, because you get to create from scratch. And like later, yeah, they would use source codes, and Midway had their own engine, and Capcom had their own engine and stuff like that. But a lot of the times you had an idea, you were going from scratch, which was empowering if you were a arcade guy, because you got to like kind of create your own systems and things like that. Moving it over to a port is completely different. It's completely hard. It's hard. I am not really enjoying myself playing this, but I appreciate it for what it is. So, Flashback, learn some lessons. Look at that old THQ logo on the box art, like pretty crazy stuff.